I found my wife of 35 years, a hidden chest of love letters from multiple affairs and various affair partners. Okay, this started when my wife died 3 years ago. We married in 1986, waiting for a post-mortem that took 2 weeks. Needed the paperwork so we could put her to rest. The sons and I decided to start recycling her things she left behind, charging up old phones and laptops to see if they still worked, and going through her papers. We found a cache of love letters and texts she had kept hidden from me, long story short. She had been having an affair that started in the first year of the marriage, about 6 months in, until he died 7 years ago. I didn't know a thing about it, as I worked nights. Backstory. We met at a holiday camp in Scotland in 1979. We dated till we married in 1986. She came from a small village, and we married and lived in this village until her death. Finding the hidden love letters from her affair partner, I found out he thought that one of the kids we had was his. We have 4 boys. I also found out I was the laughingstock with the whole village that they all knew. I've lived in this village for 30 plus years, and I'm still the outsider. Blind as a bat. I worked permanent nights 4 days a week. I didn't see any red flags. Even now looking back, I still don't. Seems she could gaslight for Scotland in the Olympics. He was a friend of the family. From talking to our kids, they knew nothing. They say he was never around, and if he came late at night to the house, he always left by 9 p.m. I left for work around 9:30 p.m. From the letters and texts, it was well known in the village, and that I'm the laughingstock. 2 of my boys want a DNA test, and 2 don't. 2 think it might be them. The other 2 say I'm their dad. Revenge. I owned the plot next to where my mom and dad are buried. She wanted to be next to her mom and dad on one side, her affair partner on the other. Found that out from the texts on her phone and the graveyard registry. So when the body and paperwork were released, I had her body moved 300 miles away down to England and buried in a grave down there. One regret, I didn't have time to cremate her first. The village is pissed at me as I moved out back to England, nowhere near her grave, a place that I don't go to. I told them they made me the outsider for 30 plus years. I lived in the village and they never forgave me for being born in England. That they all knew what she was doing and never told me. That they can't complain about me not putting her to rest next to her affair partner and her mom and dad. And here's the kicker. If they want to move her grave, they will need a judge to allow them to dig her up and move her. And that I own the plot and will never allow her in there. DNA tests. All the kids had a meeting and wanted DNA tests done on all of us. They got 5 tests. We did them and posted them. Edit. I forgot to tell you, I have taken an STD test and failed. Seems she gave me the clap. Doctors say I can be controlled, but can't be gotten rid of. It will always be in my blood. They don't know how much damage has already been done or for how long I have had it. But as the youngest son is 20, I would say under 20 years. Update 1. 2 of the 5 DNA tests are back. My 2 sons, eldest and second eldest, phoned me to tell me that they got their DNA test results back. It seemed that they are only half brothers. I will have to wait until mine comes back. All 4 sons will be home this weekend so I can see their online DNA page results. If the other 2 get theirs back, we will have to work out what's happening. If they have any other half siblings or full siblings. If so, who they are and what their dad's name is. Of his other half sibling. I need my results as well so I can see who's mine. Update 2. Yes, all 5 results are back from both sides. Ancestry and 23andMe. Let me tell you, we're sorting through the results we got. Checking them. Seems that my family lines stops with me. The surname will carry on, but no part of my blood will. All 4 boys are half siblings and all 4 of them have other half siblings. That shows up on the results page, ancestry pages, that shows if there's other DNA results near to your results and how you're related. One we thought was the affair partner's son was not. It was a different one. He has 2 half-brothers and 2 half-sisters. He is the second in line by 3 months. So his dad's wife was 6 months pregnant and showing a baby bump when he was conceived. Older brother. One has 1 half-brother and 2 half-sisters. He is the middle child. 23andMe. God help him with an older sister by 2 years. The last one of the 4 is the eldest, by a year, to his half-sibling. A brother that is a real a-hole. He will get his face punched if he starts to crap with my son. So, if you've not worked it out, none of the boys are mine and none of my blood in their veins. None of them have the same father. We have been sorting through the results we got from 2 independent DNA sites. First week in September at the compulsory community open village meeting, it's the one that votes in new people. Everyone will show to stop being nominated into office. I will have all my ducks in a row. Countdown has started. Getting ready to go nuclear on these buttholes. I know a few divorces will be started, and some crap people will be ran out of the village. There might be a heart attack or two. 20 copies of texts and love letters made. Check. 3 DNA test results and linked. Copied. Check. Watch this space. Okay, wild ride. Let's see what the community says. Hanky0998 starts off with, geez, what kind of person can walk her whole married life wearing a false mask and living a lie? I feel disgusted on your behalf. The OP responds, narcissist comes to mind as a psycho and using me as plan B and an ATM. Hanky's response back, if anyone deserves his revenge, it is you, but take care of your own health too. 33 Say What 33 says, I'm so sorry the village did not defend you when they all knew. That must hurt. I hope you address the village. They have blood on their hands. Let me know how the meeting goes. The OP responds, with a bang. It's not happened yet, but it will be the first week in September. And I'm ready for it. There's a few wives who will not know what hit them when I introduce my boys to their half-siblings, with proof. Let's see their hubbies talk their way out of that. Easy Target says, this comment is not meant to be funny, but I need an org chart to follow. Too complicated for me. OP's response, easy. I raised 4 boys and found out they were not my sons. 4 sons did DNA tests. Tests have 4 different fathers. Going to nuclear the village showing that fact, as all 4 fathers came from there. See? Easy. Final comment comes from Just a Guy 1961. You may not be their bio dad, but you are in fact a great dad to your sons. OP's response, ha! I'm a taxi driver. I'm a bank manager. I'm the one who bailed them out when they got into a drunk fight. I'm the late night search and rescue when they get drunk and lost. I'm the one they talk to when they have a problem. I'm the one their mother uses as a threat. You know, wait till your father gets home. On to the next story. I feel like my girlfriend used me for 5 years. I'm about 5 months into trying to fix my relationship with my ex after she cheated on me with an ex-boyfriend. We started as high school sweethearts, and she got pregnant with my child before I left for the military. I found out she was pregnant once I graduated BMT. I was happy and scared. We were both 19 at the time. A few months later, I broke up with her because I felt as if I was being pressured to marry her. I was not running from my child. I was stationed in Arizona and traveled to California to see my child be born and to help as much as I could while I was there, 2 weeks. I went back to California a few months later to see my daughter and to reconnect with my girlfriend. We got back together and I moved her and my baby to Arizona with me. We were together for about 1.5 years, and during this time I worked while she watched my daughter and went to school. During this time, I started to notice that the house was more and more messy when I came home. I would ask my girlfriend why she couldn't clean, and she just said she was tired. I had to keep asking her to do small things like simply pick up after herself, etc. During this time, I was talking to a female friend from high school. We will call her Jen, who my girlfriend did not like. I've never even kissed Jen, but my girlfriend insists that I was cheating on her with Jen. I never hid Jen from her or anything. I never withheld my phone, and every time I offered my phone, my girlfriend wouldn't take it. I'm not innocent in this whole ordeal in hindsight. I should have stopped talking to this girl, and my girlfriend expressed that she did not want me talking to her. I was very stupid for defending Jen. We broke up again because we drifted apart without talking about our feelings. We kept letting our pride get in the way. So then I helped my now ex-girlfriend get a job, and I drove her to and from work so she could save money and move out. We kept sleeping together during every time that we were broken up. I get that we were broken up, and I'm the one who ended it. But keep in mind, this whole time, she is telling me that I am mean, and even though I broke her heart, she only wants me. We eventually get back together for 1 year and break up again because of the same reasons. I got super depressed because I kept thinking that our bad relationships were entirely because of me. I went to therapy for my depression and worked up the courage to ask her out for the final time. She said that she wants to try and work it out, but wanted to go slow. So this major incident started mid-December of 2020 when we started to work on ourselves again. She was very distant, which was not normal because even when we were broken up, we were pretty close. She spent Christmas Eve at a friend's house, and I had to call her Christmas morning to come and open presents with her daughter. She then left New Year's to go to a party at one of her girlfriend's house. A week later, I found a pregnancy test in a trash bag that she brought in from her car. That's in my name. I asked her about it, and she said it was from me, but she has always told me about any pregnancy scares before. Like, she would tell me when she was worried because her period was a little late. This is also the first time I had found out that she had had physical relations with someone other than me. It killed me even though we weren't together when she did it. We made our relationship official a day or two before Valentine's Day. I tried the hardest I ever did on setting up a dinner for us, and she even spent 3 hours getting ready in the bedroom while I was setting up the kitchen. I planned other dates that she stood me up for also. There were things that she wanted me to plan, but she couldn't even remember where we were going. Fast forward a month, and I found pictures of her and an ex on my bathroom counter. She got really defensive and didn't want me to see the pictures, but I got a glimpse. This entire time, she has made me believe she had only had me as an emotional partner. I asked if the boyfriend was from high school, and she said yeah. It obviously was her from recently. I asked her if there was anyone else, and I've asked her several times at this point, and she said I was crazy. She looked me in the eyes and said to me she loved me and that there was no one else for her but me. We were planning on getting married and having more children as well. The next morning, we had sex, and I went down on her first. I was getting super paranoid by the way she was acting, so distant and secretive, like she never has before. I logged onto our laptop and snooped on her social media. The first thing I found was an image that she sent to this guy, John, that said, "F her so she can't think of anyone else while you're inside her." My heart slammed into my chest and I immediately started panicking. This led me to look inside more of her social media, and I found plenty of Snapchats between her and 2 other dudes. Her affair partner's name will be John for clarity. She was also sexting another guy at the same time, and they were planning to do it at work. So I guess you could say that she had 2 affair partners. I confronted her, and she started crying and saying all the normal cheater crap. It turns out she cheated on me the night before and brought the guy into my bed while I was at work. Once she confirmed it and I saw a bunch of their text messages, I put my fist through our closet door several times. I've never been close to being that angry at anyone in my whole life. I don't even like conflict. I was even sexting her while I was at work that day. She didn't use protection. She let me go down on her there and go unprotected right after another man finished in her. I'm extremely humiliated and traumatized by all of this. I had completely committed to this woman this time, and I was willing to do anything to spend the rest of my life with her. That's why I went to therapy and wanted to marry her. We were going to get married and have more kids. We set up a timeline and everything. Every time she had an issue with me, she would complain to him and say she was going to leave me for him. She would copy-paste messages that she sent to me to him and vice versa. She literally told this guy that she was going to wait for him if she had to. I feel used and taken advantage of. I don't understand how someone can do this to another person. It's 5 months later, and I've been trying to work on our relationship together, but these memories make me uncharacteristically angry. I've yelled at her more in the last 5 months than I ever have. I actually never yelled at her before this. I'm totally shattered even after this long. What can I do? Let's get some community comments. Cranach starts us off. So she cheated on you, and now you try to fix the relationship? Why? Do you want more of what you already experienced? Break up completely and only see her as the mother of your kid. That's it, nothing more. Why do you want anything more? In my opinion, you are still angry because she is a constant reminder of the biggest humiliation you ever experienced in your life. The more time you spend with her, the more angry you will get. Reduce all contact with her to only contact that is about the kid. Another thought from Sin0289 says, DNA test your kid also. Normally, these situations go much deeper. And the final comment from Ben Grimm. Within your own story, she is telling this guy she's waiting to be with him, so I don't understand why you're still trying to make this work for the last 5 months. She doesn't love you anymore. She loves him, and the only reason she was entertaining the idea of reconciliation was because you were her plan B, in case things didn't work out with John. The simple fact is, she lied and cheated on you with one guy for who knows how long, and had plans on sleeping with another. For Christ's sake, she barebacked and probably cream-pied by him and knowingly let you go down on her the next morning. That's the ultimate F you, she doesn't care anymore moment. The relationship really should have ended right then and there. Do yourself a favor and walk away from this relationship. It's not worth all the anger and anguish trying to make it work with someone that doesn't want it to.